The rain fell hard against the windshield as I gripped the steering wheel with trembling hands. My phone buzzed one last time before the battery finally died. Another message from my older brother. "Don't bother coming back. You made your choice." I stared at the black screen for a moment before letting out a bitter laugh. It wasn't just my brother. My parents had stopped answering my calls days ago. My younger sister had blocked me on every social media account. At 29 years old, I had nowhere left to go. 3 months earlier, I had been living what most people would call a comfortable life. I worked as a project manager for a respected construction company. I drove a decent car. I rented a nice apartment. Everything looked perfect, until the company collapsed. The owner had secretly borrowed millions, and when the debts surfaced, the business shut down almost overnight. Hundreds of employees lost their jobs, including me. At first, I wasn't worried. I'll find another job, I told myself. I had savings, I had experience, I had confidence, but weeks turned into months. Interview after interview ended with polite rejection emails. "We've decided to move forward with another candidate." Those words became painfully familiar. My savings slowly disappeared. Rent became impossible. Bills piled higher every week. Eventually, I swallowed my pride and asked my family for help. I didn't want money forever. I only needed a place to stay while I got back on my feet. Instead, I became the family joke. "You always thought you were smarter than everyone," my brother Mark said during Sunday dinner. "Looks like life finally humbled you." Everyone laughed. Even my father smiled. "You should have listened to us years ago," he added. "We told you not to quit the family business." I tried to explain. "The company went bankrupt. It wasn't my fault." My mother crossed her arms. "Excuses. You've always had excuses." I looked around the table. No one defended me. Not one person. I felt like a stranger inside the very home where I had grown up. Then came the words that changed everything. "If you can't even support yourself," my brother said with a smirk, "maybe sleeping in your car will teach you responsibility." Laughter filled the room again. I forced a smile, picked up my jacket, and quietly walked out. No one followed me. No one called my name. No one cared. That night, I actually slept inside my car. The temperature dropped below freezing. I wrapped myself in an old blanket and stared through the fogged-up windows, wondering how life had unraveled so quickly. For the first time in my life, I cried, not because I had lost my job, not because I had lost my apartment, but because I realized I had lost my family long before I lost everything else. The next morning, I drove to a public library to warm up. I spent hours applying for jobs using the free computers. Every application felt like another tiny spark of hope. Late in the afternoon, an elderly janitor noticed me sitting alone. "You've been here every day this week," he said kindly. "You looking for work?" I nodded. He smiled. "I might know someone." At that moment, I had no idea that one conversation with a complete stranger would completely change my future.